Hello future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. There is another video in Integral Calculus 3 and this is part 3 and it is devoted to the solution to sample problems on moment of inertia of areas. So problem 3, find the moment of inertia of the area bounded by y square equals 4x, which is a parabola open to the right, and its latus rectum with respect to part A, latus rectum, and B, y equals 2. Since the length of the latus rectum is 4, the distance from the vertex, which is at the origin, to the latus rectum is 1. And it is shown in the figure. So this is the latus rectum. The equation is x equals 1 unit from the vertex, which is at the origin. The parabola is open to the right, and I'll consider vertical strip here. You can also consider horizontal strip if you want, but I just consider vertical strip because with respect to the line y equals 2, there is a situation here where the strip is perpendicular to it. So for the meantime, with respect to the length of latus rectum, this strip is parallel to the latus rectum. So if the distance from the vertex from the y-axis to any element of this rectangular vertical strip is x, then the distance of the centroidal axis of the strip from the latus rectum would be 1 minus x, because this is 1 and that is x, so this is 1 minus x. Then applying the principle that I with respect to the latus rectum equals integral of constant distance square 1 minus x square, then differential area, which is height of the strip, which is just y, and thickness is dx. So therefore, I with respect to the latus rectum is equal to integral of constant distance square 1 minus x quantity square, then the differential area, because we consider also this entire region, would be 2y, and the thickness is dx. So, or 2 times differential area y dx. So the variable of integration is x, so we replace y equal to 2 square root of x, or square root of 4x, that's 2x to the 1 half. So ILR equals quantity 1 minus x squared, 2 square root of x, quantity dx. So expanding, so this is now 4, then 1 minus 2x, so 1 times square root of x, so the first term would be square root of x, the second term is negative 2x times square root of x, so that would be negative 2x to the 3 halves. The last term is x squared times square root of x, that would be x to the 5 halves. So ILR equals 4 integral 0 to 1 of quantity square root of x minus 2x to the 3 halves minus x to the 5 halves dx. So using or evaluating by uh, evaluating manually by power formula, so 4 quantity 2/3 of x to the 3 halves minus 4/5 x to the 5 halves plus 2 over 7 x to the 7 halves from 0 to 1. So that this is just 4 quantity 2/3 minus 4/5 plus 2 over 7 minus lower limit 0. So it is equal to 64 over 105. So this time, let's have moment of inertia with respect to the line y equals 2. So this is the line y equals 2 horizontal through the intersection or through the end of latus rectum. So which is when x is 1, y is 2 plus minus 2. So this is 1 comma negative 2. So let's just consider the positive part. Anyway, we have to set up the integral. So this is 2 minus y because the distance of this line from the x-axis is 2 and this is y, so that's 2 minus y. So imagine that we have moment of inertia of rectangular area with respect to the base. The base happens to be y equals 2. So the height of this big strip here is, this is 2 plus y. So remember, it is moment of inertia with respect to an axis through the base where the strip or where the rectangle is perpendicular to that axis is 1/3 base height cube. 1/3 base height cube. So it is 1/3 quantity height cube is 2 plus y, 2 plus y cube dx, then minus this rectangular strip here, which is 1/3 quantity 2 minus y cube dx. So I, with respect to the line y equals 2, is 1/3 quantity height cube. So 2 plus y, the bigger rectangular strip, of 1/3 quantity 2 plus y cube, then minus 2 minus y cube dx. So I, with respect to the line y equals 2, is 1/3 of, so the first term is 2 cube. For this term here, this is minus 2 cube, so the first term will be eliminated. The second term is, remember, expansion of binomial raised to 3. The second term is 3 times the square of 2, which is 12 times the second. So 12y, and this is also 3 times 2 squared times negative y, negative 12y, and negative 12y minus negative 12y is 24y. Then the third term is 3 times 2y squared, which is 6y squared. This one is 3 times 2 times negative y squared, which is also 6y squared. So 6y squared minus 6y squared, 6y squared will be eliminated. Then the last term is y cubed. Then this is negative y cubed. Y cubed minus negative y cubed is 2y cubed. Therefore, this simplifies to 1/3 integral 0 to 1 of quantity 24y plus 2y cubed only times variable of integration, which is dx. So replacing y by 2 square root of x. So we have here 1/3 integral 0 to 1 of quantity 24 times 2 square root of x plus 2 times y 2 times y cube. Raise this to 3 halves, so 4x to the 3 halves. So that would be 2 times 4 to the 3 halves, which is 2 times 8. This is 16 if simplified. So therefore, I, with respect to line y equals 2, is 1/3 quantity 48x to the 1 half plus 16x to the 3 halves dx. So integrating manually, so I, with respect to line y equals 2, is 1/3 of the first term is 48x to the 3 halves over 3 halves, so that's 32x to the 3 halves, so 1/3 of quantity 32x to the 3 halves plus 32 over 5x to the 5 halves from 0 to 1. So I, with respect to the line y equals 2, is equal to, simplifying, 64 over 5. By the way, let's proceed to this. After we replace y by 2 square root of x, you can use your calculator, high-tech calculator, to evaluate that integral and not really expanding it as long as you're allowed. But this video is intended for all engineering students who prepare for their subjects, and for subjects where the calculator is not allowed, only in the board exam where the high-tech calculator is allowed. So as a start, you should be able to be patient, practice by manually expanding, manually simplifying the integral. So this is it, and you can use your calculator for checking only. if the calculators are not allowed. But for those who are preparing for their board exam, you can use your calculator. Also, for this case, you can use your calculator and show that the answer is 64/5. It is my job to present the solution in a process where everybody can understand. So problem 4, for the area in the first quadrant bounded by the curve x squared equals 2y, which is again a parabola open upward, vertex at the origin and length of latus rectum 2, and the line y equals 2x, which is a line with slope 2 passing through the origin. Find the moment of inertia with respect to A, x-axis, B, y-axis, C, x equals 4, and D, origin with respect to the origin perpendicular to the plane of the area. So for the graph, let's prepare it. This is the parabola x squared equals 2y, the lower curve, and the line y equals 2x to the origin. So replacing y by 2x to find the points of intersection. So x squared equals 2y, 2 times 2x, because y is 2x. So x times x minus 4 equals 0. So that means x is 0, y is 2 times 0, so 0, the origin. And the other one is when x is 4, then y is 2 times 4, 8. So these are the points of intersection. This is the shaded area, that's the area. So again, I consider vertical strip. You can have horizontal strip. It is also uh, possible for horizontal strip. You can do it. Then the centroid of the rectangular vertical strip, the distance is from the y-axis is x, x sub c is just x. Then we have upper y, which is y of the line, and lower y, which is the y of the parabola. So therefore, for moment of inertia of area with respect to the x-axis, it is just imagined as moment of inertia of big rectangle minus moment of inertia of small rectangle. The big rectangle has height upper y, the smaller rectangle has height lower y, and the moment of inertia is 1/3 base, which is in this case dx, times height cube. 1/3 base height cube. So Ix therefore is 1/3. The base is dx, and the height of the bigger rectangular strip is upper y, so upper y cube. 1/3 base dx, height upper y cube, minus 1/3, so that's common, base dx and height lower y cube. So replacing the variable of integration is x, so replacing y upper by upper y is 2x, so 2x quantity cube, then lower y is x squared over 2 quantity cube dx. So you can use your calculator, high-tech calculator, to evaluate that integral. I'll just present a method which is by manual integration using the power formula. So simplifying, this is 1/3 of quantity 8x to the fourth over 4. So 8x to the fourth, this is 8x cubed. So 8x to the fourth over 4 is 2x to the fourth. Then minus x to the 6 over 8. So that would be x to the 7 over 8 times 7. So x to the 7 over 56 from 0 to 4. So 2x to the 4th minus x to the 7 over 56 from 0 to 4. So substituting, that's 1/3 of quantity 2 times 4 to the 4th minus 4 to the 7 over 56 minus lower limit 0. So calculating, that's 512 over 7. Then Iy, with respect to the y-axis, the constant distance is x. So integral of constant distance, x squared, then differential area, which is area of that rectangular strip, upper y minus lower y, times thickness dx. So Iy y equals integral 0 to 4 of x squared. Then quantity differential area upper y minus lower y dx. Upper y is the y of the line, which is 2x. Lower y is the y of the parabola, which is x squared over 2. So substituting iy equals integral 0 to 4 of x squared quantity 2x minus x squared over 2 dx. So simplifying, integral of 2x cubed is 2x to the fourth over 4. So that's x to the fourth over 2. Then integral of x to the fourth over 2 is x to the 5 over 2 times 5, x to the 5 over 10 from 0 to 4. So evaluating, substitute upper limit 4. So iy equals 4 to the fourth over 2 minus 4 to the fifth over 10 minus lower limit 0. So that would be 128 over 5. Then letter C, with respect to the line x equals 4, which is this line through the point of intersection here, vertical line as shown in the figure. Then the constant distance of the vertical strip, centroid of the vertical strip from that axis is 4 minus x, because from vertex to that point or to this vertical line here, that's 4, and because this is x, therefore that distance is 4 minus x. So I with respect to x equals 4 is constant distance square, so quantity integral of quantity 4 minus x squared. Then the differential area again is upper y minus lower y dx, and we just copy upper y minus lower y dx from here, which is 2x minus x squared over 2. So I with respect to x equals 4 equals integral from 0 to 4, variable of integration again is x, of quantity 4 minus x squared times 2x minus x squared over 2 dx. So expanding this is quantity, so integral 0 to 4 of quantity 16 minus 8x plus x squared times quantity 2x minus x squared over 2. Then distributing and simplifying, that would be 32x first term. Then 16 times negative x squared over 2, that's negative 8x squared. Then we have negative 16x squared combined, so negative 24x squared. Then negative 8x times negative x squared over 2, that's 4x cubed, plus this is 2x cubed, so 6x cubed combined. Then the last term is we have x squared times negative x squared over 2, which is negative x to the fourth over 2. So therefore, the net expression for the integrand I with respect to x equals 4 equals integral 0 to 4 of quantity 32x minus 24x plus 6x cubed minus x to the fourth over 2 dx. So just expand, then simplify. So integrating, we have first term 16x squared, second term 8 minus 8x cubed, third term 1.5x to the fourth, then the last term negative x to the fifth over 10 with limit 0 to 4. So substitute upper limit. So I with respect to x equals 4 equals quantity 16 times 4 squared minus 8 times 4 cubed plus 1.54 to the fourth minus 4 to the fifth over 10 minus 0. Using your calculator to evaluate the value, that's 128 over 5 also. Then lastly, with respect to the line through the origin perpendicular to the plane of the area, it is IO, and IO is simply IX plus IY. That's the sum of IX plus IY, and we already evaluated IX and IY. So combine 512 over 7 plus 128 over 8 equals 128 over 5 rather equals 3456 over 35. So that's it. But because we can transform these equations into polar form, and we have moment of inertia of areas in polar regions, polar areas, then I will also set the formula, general formula for moment of inertia with respect to the origin for polar curves. Then we'll use that and confirm that the answer is still the same, 3456 over 35. So let's have this guide here, and we have the element, the radius from origin to that point on the polar curve is r. From the origin to this point here, it's also r. But for the differential element dA, as shown, the distance is r1, and the angle between these radii is differential theta. So limits would be from theta 1 to theta 2, and this is the differential element. So from origin to the supposedly centroid of that differential element is r1. So that's also origin to that point r1, but the entire length up to the curve, it's r, and the angle is d theta. Therefore, the length arc, that should be the differential element, so that the distance from the origin to the centroid of that point-like element, differential element, would be constant at r1. And therefore, the length, that arc length, is radius times central angle, so r1 d theta, and the change in r, which is along the r, is differential r1. So again, the constant distance is r1, and the differential area is this differential r1 times r1 d theta. So just imagine that's the differential element. These are the dimensions. So I, with respect to the origin, is equal to constant distance square, r1 square, times differential area, which is differential r1 times r1 differential theta. And it should be by double integration because we have two variables here, r and theta. So replacing differential area by r1 d theta times differential r1. So we have integral 0 to r, then integral theta 1 to theta 2. So we replace differential area by the area of that white shaded differential element, and it is r1 d theta, the arc length, take note, radius times central angle, d theta, and the thickness is differential r1. So we can evaluate the first integral, then the final would be from theta 1 to theta 2. So this is integral from 0 to r of r1 cubed differential r1. That would be r1 to the fourth over 4 from 0 to r. So this is the formula, therefore 1/4 of, because this is r1 to the fourth over 4 from 0 to r, that becomes r to the fourth over 4. So that's why you have here 1/4 integral of r to the fourth differential theta from theta 1 to theta 2. So this is the guide, the moment of inertia when with respect to the origin, when the area we consider is this region bounded by polar curves. So next we transform the line and the parabola into polar form. So y is r sine theta, remember, from polar coordinates, and x is r times cosine theta. You just form a right triangle, the hypotenuse is r, the angle in counterclockwise direction theta. So y is r sine theta and x is r cosine theta. So r sine theta equals 2 times r cosine theta, cancel r. So that means tangent theta is 2, or theta is arc tan of 2. So this line y equals 2x in polar coordinates is theta equals arc tan of 2. That's the equation. Likewise, for this parabola, r squared cosine squared theta equals 2 times r sine theta. So we can cancel r. And take note, if we break cosine square theta into cosine theta, so r is equal to sine over cosine, which is tangent theta. Then there is 1 over cosine theta, which is secant theta. Therefore, r is 2 tangent theta secant theta. That's the equation of this parabola here, which is open upward. So we then substitute into our guide. R is equal to this, 2 tangent theta secant theta, and theta 1 is 0 because the tangent to the parabola is horizontal. So theta 1 is 0 and theta 2 is the angle that this other boundary, which is the line, makes with the positive x-axis, and that is arctan of 2. Theta 2 is arctan of 2. So IO equals 1/4 integral of quantity 2 tangent theta secant theta to the 4th times differential theta. So differential theta, so that's 2 to the 4th, which is 16 over 4. So that means it becomes 4 integral from 0 to arctan of 2 of tangent to the 4th theta secant to the 4th theta d theta. And this secant to the 4th theta in the expansion, because we ran out of space, imagine that it is broken up into secant square theta and secant square theta. And we replace secant square theta by the trigonometric identity tangent square theta plus 1. So in the next line, we have 4 times integral of from 0 to arctan of 2 of tangent to the 4th theta. Then this is secant square theta, supposedly secant to the 4th, and this is the other secant square theta, d theta. So if you let u be tangent theta, the differential is secant square theta d theta. Therefore, we have to evaluate tangent to the 6, so u to the 6 theta du and u to the 4th du. So by just power formula, this is 4 quantity tangent to the 7 theta over 7 plus tangent to the 5 theta over 5 from 0 to arctan of 2. If we replace theta, which is arctan of 2, tangent of arctan of 2 is simply 2. So that becomes 4 quantity 2 to the 7 over 7 plus 2 to the 5 over 5 minus 0, arctan of 0 is 0. So using your calculator and evaluating this, that's IO is equal to the same 3456 over 35. So that's it for this video.